Hey, what's good, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're all doing well, mate. Friends, I really do hope that Thomas Tuchel's press conference is just finished, where he spoke about a whole host of things. Romelu Lukaku, Arsenal, who of course we're playing on Sunday, and this is what we're talking about in today's video, as well as injuries, players that could feature, players that are brought into the squad, like he commented on Trevor Chalobah, which was really interesting. So there's lots to get into. Lots, friends. Drop a like if you want to show your support. Consider subscribing to this channel where there's at least one video a day, seemingly 2 videos every day at the moment. So, hop on board. All aboard the content train here on Football Therapy. Choo. Right, so let's talk about it a little bit. Tuchel spoke about a bunch of things. First off, absentees, injuries and stuff. He hopes both N'Golo Kante and who did he spoke about? Kante's in the squad training. Hakim Ziyech is in the squad training, although he doesn't think he's gonna. It sounds like he's not gonna feature because he spoke about his shoulder. Obviously, he's really pleased how the injury's not that bad. He's training a lot with his legs, but it's about Hakim giving him the quote, the green light. To go and play, which makes me think he won't start this game, maybe off the bench, but he was really waxing lyrical about him in his preseason and his qualities, which is true. He was amazing in preseason, probably our best player in preseason alongside Trevor Chalobah. He scored 6 goals, including the Super Cup, by far and away our top goal scorer. I suppose if that's not up to that point anyway. Superb, so that's really positive news. Sadly, Christian Pulisic has tested positive, so he's in isolation and won't feature in this game. And of course, he spoke a lot about Romelu Lukaku, and he says how he's been on a heavy load, his words, in terms of preseason, his preparation, but he did have a preseason with Inter and then came to Chelsea, has like the mental stress of transferring and everything. Granted, not that much because he's played in the Premier League lots and he knows Chelsea really well, so it shouldn't be that much of a sort of weighty transition for Big Rom. But from what he's saying, he's likely to feature, and let's be real, probably start. He said on like the non-broadcast section of his last press conference that you don't spend this much money on a player for him not to feature. So I really do think we expect to see Romelu Lukaku. I am going to do a squad builder, a foot squad builder for my predicted lineup in this game. And of course, he confirmed a few other things, like Trevor Chalobah is staying with Chelsea. He didn't comment on the contract, saying I don't know. But to be fair, the managers, the coaches, they generally don't know about the contracts. They just know what they want, and he reiterated what he wants, and that is for Chalobah to stay with the first team. So you've heard it reported from Goal.com from Nizar Kinsella. You've heard it straight from Thomas Tuchel. Now he wants Chalobah in the squad. And shout out to Olivia as well for asking more questions about absentees and fitness, and asking whether Chalobah could play in midfield as that 4th choice, and he says maybe. Tuchel said maybe. He said he doesn't want to confuse him right now because he's done so well in the back 3 and he's brought him in to play that role, and he said like an amazing quote. I'm not going to try and replicate it, but he spoke about what the responsibilities of his role, like, making the right moves, taking responsibility, occupying spaces, and now he sort of explained how Trev knows this sort of technical and tactical side of it. He says now he needs to learn what it means to be a regular player for Chelsea Football Club and what that entails, basically at an elite level, which I absolutely loved from Thomas Tuchel. Superb to hear that. And he says, he actually said as well to his coaches this morning, they had like a sort of little huddle, and he wondered, look, maybe he could be the 4th choice in the middle of the park for this double 6 role. But he also spoke about saying, look, he's done really well where he is, but playing in that 6 role is different, because at high end, when you retain possession, making spaces and making quick passes to assert creativity is quite rightly a whole different ball game than maybe playing for Lorient in midfield in France, where perhaps it's more about interceptions and transitions. This is more about being sort of really cerebral in the middle of the park, something that perhaps Billy Gilmour seems so obvious for, like receive the ball, release the ball, receive the ball, release the ball, a lot like Jorginho. Whether Trevor Chalobah is like that is probably yet to be seen, certainly at this level. But really positive news about Big Trev staying with Chelsea, and Tuchel just basically speaking glowingly. So Arsenal are coming to town, or we're going to North London, I think it is, at the Emirates, and they've had difficulty with positive tests. I think their strikers are still out. They will play, as Thomas Tuchel said, the underdog role, and that could serve them well. So we can speculate who's playing, who's not playing. I know Odegaard's just signed. Whether he's going to be dropped straight in, I don't know. You'd imagine Ben White, Pablo Mari, Tierney at the back. Are they going to play Cedric? Are they going to actually play a right back with Cedric? I don't know what the state of affairs is with Thomas Partey, but if Bukayo Saka, Tierney, and Emile Smith-Rowe starts, Chelsea have to take Arsenal very seriously. But how are we going to set up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's have a little look. Cool. So this is a foot builder for FIFA. It is foothead.com. And I've gone for a 3-4-2-1 rather than a 3-4-1-2. And you can take a guess who's going to be the central striker. But let's start by building. And we'll go for Edouard Mendy in goal, who has still not got a decent card, which I think is an absolute travesty. So who's going to start? Okay, this is difficult. I actually have a feeling. That Trevor Chalobah is just going to keep his place over Cesar Azpilicueta. Do we have a card for Chalobah? We do. There he is. He's still got the. Is that Lorient's badge? But I think it is going to be. I don't know. I've just got a feeling because he's played so well there. Like why? And if he seems so like fit and like he's passing the fitness tests all the time. So I have a feeling he might actually keep his spot. Similarly, left centre back. It's a big Premier League game. Antonio Rudiger has to start for me. So the middle will be occupied by either Thiago Silva or Andreas Christensen. And I don't know. I've just got a feeling it was going to be Christensen again. Thiago Silva, of course, is very, very good. He's a little bit older now. I think he'll be more of a rotational player, even though he's like world-class elite. But I've got to go with my gut and what I think at the moment. And I think that is probably in the middle going to be Christensen. So see what cards he's got. 93. Lovely. I think we can expect all three of the elite midfielders to be fit. So I'm going to go for Jorginho. I think that's pretty nailed on. And I'm going to go for the other part of the 66% that has been voted or nominated for UEFA Men's Player of the Year, the Champions League. And I'm going to go for the Giorgiante midfield pivot. Like I said, you can really just flip a coin and, whatever. You can choose different combinations of Mateo Kovacic coming in. But I think that's our strongest pivot at the moment. I do think Kovacic is really, really good. But actually, Kante is very good at breaking the lines in that right channel and carrying the ball forward and combining with the right players. So I think he'll do that. Alright, right wing back is actually really, really difficult to call here. Because you can pick, with Chalobah starting, Azpilicueta started before at right wing back. And Reece James came off the bench. And that's not utilising Callum Hudson-Odoi. We're away from home, and I think Tuchel will take Arsenal seriously, and it will be going up against Kieran Tierney's pace. I think we're going to get Reece James. I'm going to go for Reece James. How's Dan James got a 94 card? Mental. I'm going to go for Reece James. Maybe Azpilicueta comes off the bench for defensive to shore up if we're ahead or something's happening. Similarly, Chalobah could come off for Azpilicueta as well. I don't see Hudson-Odoi featuring there because I think they're too dangerous on transition down that flank. Left wing back is actually super difficult because Alonso has been great. He has been, but they have got a lot of pace in transition, and that's not something Alonso is good at. I think, Ben Chilwell is an amazing player, and he had a drop to masterclass for Tuchel, who he selected in the Champions League final. I think we'll need his pace here. I think this might be the game week that Chilwell makes his Premier League start of the season, so he gets off the mark. That is so strong, man. Chelsea's team is so ridiculously strong. Right, so let's pick who we know first. We all know Romelu Lukaku, still with the Inter card, but the 98 rated Inter card. Yeah, big Rom for me. We'll start in a central role, obviously floating out to the right more as well to offer space for Timo Werner. And yeah, I genuinely think he Tuchel keeps talking about. He said it today how he can, when he says Lukaku making the other forwards better, he started with Werner. He said, and then like talked about like, oh yeah, and you know, Havertz and stuff like that. But I think he is thinking big man, little man, Lukaku and Werner. And Havertz came off the bench last game, and I think he's going to do the same again today because I think we're going to need really meticulous tactical instructions carried out, and I think he's going to go with Mason Mount again. So Mason and Werner, well, Mason Mount probably, you could even say actually, you could even say it's going to be that, to be honest, that 3-4-1-2 with Mount in behind Werner and Lukaku, which of course would be a sensational lineup. That is a very, very strong lineup. Loads of options off the bench. Not Pulisic, of course, but then you can say Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, Kovacic, you know, Azpilicueta, all players that could absolutely feature off the bench and do really well, man, and do really, really well. So I'm going to do a score prediction. Chelsea are scintillating red-hot favourites to win this game, but does that make me confident? No, because this is the games that Chelsea lose, but then again, it's a new dawn with Thomas Tuchel. Do you know what I mean? It's a new dawn. Everything is better now. I mean, I don't know. I think Arsenal will rally. I think they'll dig in, but I think ultimately they might get a goal. But I think we'll be relentless and we'll bring quality off the bench. Quality that they simply don't have. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea win. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet away from home in the Emirates. I think they've got dynamism in a few players, but I have to be confident about a win in this fixture. And ultimately, if we lose this game, that's not a good look considering the current sort of stature of both teams. If we lose, it's Charity FC is back, starting up Arsenal's season yet again. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 prediction. So get down in the comment section. Let me know your alterations to my starting lineup, your score predictions. And yeah, man, thank you for joining me. Drop a like on the video. And like I do sometimes, I'd urge you to go check out Football Yannick by clicking the link in the description to have additional content in your lives, dear sweet friends. All right then, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.